Good day, good day, good day, everyone. Welcome to Morning Sip with Rev Melissa. I am Rev Melissa. I am an ordained interfaith minister and a spiritual life coach. And SIP stands for Spirit in Practice, where we practice because practice makes progress. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. So I hope everyone is doing well today. I am doing well today, feeling better emotionally than I did yesterday when I shared based on how I was feeling and our new series this week, which is words. Words. So, are you paying attention to the words that come out of your mouth? Are you paying attention to your words? Because we know that words are creative. Words are creative. So all we need to do is be vigilant about not being reckless with our words, especially the words that we speak to ourselves, the words that we speak to our inner critic, even the words that we speak to the little precious one within us. What words are you speaking? Are they words that give life, that inspire you and others to live the truth of who they are? And yesterday I was sharing in SIP about my sister losing a really dear friend, and um, and me being at the 9/11 memorial by, I'm not going to say by chance, by divineness, and how those two events were related for me, because both of those events, the word evil has been used. And as I was processing that, I realized that evil spelled backwards is live. So we talked about that yesterday, that we speak words that bring life, and we bring life to our words, you know? And so we talked a little bit about the duality of this world when we talk about good and evil. And we know that there is only good. There is only good. And we can demonstrate that there is only good by the words that come out of our mouths, for example. So I was thinking about words. Today, I went to the gym. I had a great workout, and I was overhearing the woman who was behind me lifting weights. It's a strength training class, and some of the words that were coming out of her mouth were disempowering her. She kept saying that she can't do this and she can't do that, right? Without even trying to, you know? And it was just very interesting how we can, how the words that we speak are molded, you know? They are molded. They are the mold of that which has not been formed yet to come into formation. So I was just observing her, not judging her, just observing her and thinking about the times that I say to myself that I can't do something without even giving it a try, without even attempting to do it to see if I could do it. Right. But I had made up my mind that I can't do something. So let us be vigilant about what we are molding, right? What we are using our words to mold as our life. That's how powerful our words are. We know the power of our thinking. We know the power of our imagination. We know the power of our dreams. We know the power of visualization. We know the power of visioning. We know the power of all of these things that are in the invisible realm. Our words are the bridge between the invisible realm and the visible realm. The words that we speak molds all of those things that are in the invisible, and we express it, and they form. If we are consistent, deliberate, we are speaking it with conviction in our feeling tone, and we are practicing that, we are consistent and intentional about that, it will come to pass. That mold will take hold, just like the seed that we plant in the soil will express itself. So I want to share something with you as we talk about word today. So Ernest Holmes writes in the Science of Mind text, the word of God spoken within himself sets the law, which is also in himself, in motion. The result is creation. The word is mold, which acting through law produces form. As there are many words, so there are many forms, each distinct and each an individualized expression of God. So God creates, we are created, we are creative as well. And so our words have power. We mold through the law. Yes, the law, the creative process, we mold our words. The law activates it and it comes into form. It comes into whatever it is that you have planted into the consciousness, into the law, and know that it is the truth. Whatever it is shall come to pass when all those other conditions are aligned. He goes on to say or to write, since the word of God is permanent, when he speaks that word, it is equipped to perpetuate itself. Ooh. Even as the seed contained within itself all that is necessary for the reproduction of its kind. It does not become another kind, for this would produce confusion, and the divine mind is never confused. So I love that because sometimes there is this belief that I can say an affirmation, right? Over and over and over again. I'm affirming, I'm affirming, I'm affirming. For example, I'm affirming that I'm prosperous. I'm affirming that I am prosperous over and over and over and over again. However, those are the words that are coming out of my mouth. However, my thinking, my belief system says, I am not enough. I am not enough. No matter how hard I go with, I am prosperous. I am prosperous. I am prosperous. If there is a belief, if there is a word planted in my subconscious that is saying, I am not enough, the words that I say will not take form, because like words perpetuate like thinking, like belief, like knowing. So we can't trick ourselves. We can't trick our minds into believing one thing, saying another, and then expecting what we say to take form. And a lot of times we do that. We do that. So it's important that everything is in a line. Is in a line. Our thinking, our speaking, our believing, our knowing, our being, all of that is aligned. And we get to practice keeping it in alignment. So when we become aware that we are unaligned, we can take a sacred pause and come back into alignment. And that takes practice. That takes being committed. That takes being vigilant. That takes being disciplined. That takes being persistent. That takes being intentional. That takes being present with yourself. So I love that practice. I love that practice. So let us pay attention to the words that are formulating in our mind, that are still in the molding stage. Let's pay attention to the words, those invisible words, before we speak them into existence. Literally, speak them into existence. We want to be clear. We want to be clear. So sometimes when I'm coaching, doing spiritual life coaching with people, and they're like, oh, Rev Melissa, is taking forever. I've been wanting this for years and it never happens. And I don't know why it's not happening. And I think it might be because of this one or that one or what had happened. All of the things. So if we keep that going, that belief, that story, that narration going, it's going to be expressed as that. And we see examples of that in our lives all the time if we pay attention. So that's the practice, y'all. And what do we know about practice? Practice makes progress. So speaking of progress, I hope that everyone is making progress with their naps, because part of this month, we are in a nap commitment, nap challenge, whatever feels good to you. And we're just listening to our bodies. We're paying attention to what our bodies need, and our bodies need rest. So if our bodies need rest, we rest. So how are y'all doing with that? Let me know. And we're going to wrap up the word series tomorrow. All right? All right, y'all. So let's get into some joy news. I'm going to check in with y'all first. Good day, Shay. It's good to see you. Good day, Linda from the mountains of Colorado. Oh no, snow on Pikes Peak this morning. So beautiful. Wow, snow on the peaks already. All right. Good day, Maria. It's good to see you from San Jose, California. I'm going to be out in California next month in October, so I can't wait to be on that side of the coast. All right, let's get into some joy news. Thank you to all of you who attended our community cafe last night, where we focused on self-care and specifically mental health. So I hope you all enjoy that. We do that every Wednesday, 7 p.m. Next Wednesday, I'll be facilitating. And we're just going to have a casual evening of chatting and chewing and just sharing whatever it is that we would like to share and have a conversation. So put that on your calendars. Next Wednesday, 7 p.m. Eastern Time, a community cafe of just chat and chew. All right? All right. I will be teaching a new class. It starts on October 16th. It's 8 weeks. It ends in December 4th. And this class is all about self-mastery. It's called Self-Mastery, Emergence of the True self, and it's about deepening your relationship with the spirit, with the source within you. The course is $200. By October 1st, it will increase to $240. So get the early bird price now. And if you would like to make a payment plan, that is available as well. So speak a word over yourself now and say, I am taking the self mastery class with Rev Melissa. Speak a word over that and know that it will come into form when you take action by registering. And you can register by going to rocklandcsl.org, click under classes, and all the information is there. All right. So tomorrow I'll share what's happening over the weekend. I hope everyone is doing well. Let us be vigilant about the words that come out of our mouths, the words that we speak to ourselves in quiet time, the words that we whisper to ourselves when things get challenging. Let us practice empowering words, loving words, kind words, words that give us life, words that give us life. Because remember, we are molding what is coming forth. So, peace and blessings, everybody. Peace and justice. We are living life in joy, connected to our yes.